Hello, welcome. This is a video on how to change rear brake discs and pads on a Mercedes W211 54 plate. First off, you start by removing the brake fluid cap. There's a protective cover on top. Remove the protective cover, open the cap, loosen it, and then you have to disable the SBC brakes, otherwise it can be accidentally activated. My model is up to 2005, so I'll go into the computer up to 2005. Right hand drive, yes, and hot function, let's try that. Replace brake pads, operating gear. Yes. Disabling the ASBC. You can see the brake fluid is overflowing, starting to overflow because the SBC pump is getting disabled. You hear the noise? And I'm using an Autel Max Assist. It says brake defective, but nothing to worry about. Now I've loosened the wheel bolt with a breaker bar. I'm going to turn on the ignition to start the beeping so that the battery doesn't get drained. I've also put on a booster on the battery so that it doesn't drain down. When you're doing all this, it's best to put a battery charger or a booster on it. Now the rear wheels are loosened up with a breaker bar. Before I put it on the ramp, so I'm gonna go take the wheels off and I'll get back to you. Wheel off. Now this is how the brake look like. It's got a wear sensor in there. So first we're gonna have to loosen this caliper bolt, but before we do that, we need to push the handbrake. It's because this disc, they've got handbrake in it. We need to loosen the handbrake so that we can work on so that the disc will come off when we remove it. So that's the first thing to do. Sorry, camera is gonna be, I'm having to hold the camera whilst I work, so it's not gonna be, loosen it just a little. That's fine. Now we need to turn it. These discs are a bit stiff because they worn down, as you can see them. So I'm going to turn it slowly till I could locate the adjuster pin. having difficulty looking for the adjuster bolt. If you look at the adjuster bolts, you can see them, see in there. So I'm gonna turn it fully closed. I'll try one way. So you turn it towards this way, that way. Turn the adjuster bolt this way to close it in all. So the discs, so the shoes go in, yeah, nice, in this way. So when you open it, when you put a new disc, you open it the other way. Nice open. So yeah, I've located the calip, the release brake shoe release adjuster there. Push it in that way to close it all in. And then now I'm gonna need a 7mm Allen key to undo the calipers. And then I've removed the brake pad holding shim to prevent it from making noise. All you do is put a screwdriver, push it in, and then it's gonna come out. Brake pads are off. The brake pads are off. It's a T4E Torx screw actually. I said hex. It's a T4E hex. Off. See the brake pads in too bad actually. I'm gonna remove this back thing. It's a 17 or 16 bolts to remove the two caliper carriers. Using a big pliers to leave a brake pad there so that you don't damage the caliper. Press it in and the caliper will go all the way back in. Caliper carrier is off. It's 18mm bolts at the back actually. You could use a long extension to 18 braking and then use a ratchet to finish it off. It's the old disc you can see inside where the shoes go. It's terrible. Now I'm gonna install it. Everything back, reversal of removal. It's the same the other side. Caliper carrier is on and it's tightened. Make sure it's tightened properly. And also I cleaned the carrier in between with wire brush, and I cleaned the caliper in between the caliper and everything with wire brush. And then I cleaned the top of the shoes with wire brush. There's the new discs on. Bolt is tightened. Now it's best time to adjust the drum. Open the brake adjuster. See if it's still movable now. This is still movable. Adjust it. You can adjust it till it locks, and then release it release it like back 2 turns. That's what I'm gonna do. Turn it this way. Turning the adjuster to the left to open it up. It's getting tight. Like see, disc still moves. That's good. So I'm gonna do some more. It's getting tight. It's tight now. Nice tight. So what we could do is release it. 1, 2. Release the 1, 2 little turns, and now it moves okay. There's just a bit of plate noise. Plate at the back is making a noise. It moves fine. That's it. Now I'm going to install the brake pads on. I have to make sure the other one going in the caliper is got a pin at the back. Goes in the caliper. You grease, obviously the back of it is greased with Brembo brake calipers in. I'm gonna grease the pins, slider pins as well. I'm gonna take it out, clean it, and grease it, and then put some grease on at the back of this. That's a bit too much, but that should do. Slide the pins out and clean with a wire brush. Now I'm gonna lube them, the slider, and then that's it. You don't lube the threads, just the slider. Slider pins tightened, brake pads in. I put the noise, this for noise, vibration and noise reducer. Put it on, and then all in. Now I need to put the sensor in and connect it there.
Recording and fixing at the same time, yeah?
Yeah, no. After that, put the wheel on, put the sensor in, plug it in there. The other side doesn't go a sensor, so we do the same procedure on the other side, and then you go and activate the SBS.